Oh man, hey, there you kids are. How you doing? Look at this nasty looking dashboard. Man. But in one night, we're going to restore this, right? It's going to be English racing green and really, really pretty. So we'll go through taking the paint and the rust and getting all that. We'll figure out how we'll get that took off. We'll get any kind of body work done and get some green paint on this thing. That's the whole point. And on top of it, we're going to do some more parts too. We got a long night. Let's get busy. First thing is get all these parts off of here. A lot of this stuff, it looks like it just, unscrewy, screwy, lefty, loosey, righty, tighty. A lot of this stuff we are not going to be able to reuse, but we're going to save every single little bit. See, that doesn't work. Oh, well, it's broke now. So we have a box. We're going to throw all the parts and pieces in there. A lot of these gauges we'll eventually test and see if they work. I have a couple extra. I have another dashboard that's like rusted in half, but it has some parts and pieces on it. So little key switch. Can't find the keys. So most of this, all I've got to do is use a screwdriver, catch that edge of these little marky things in there. There's probably a special tool that goes on there, but these are so frozen and just rotten in it. About everything here is going to need replaced. I bet we'll have $1,000 in dash parts just for all these little rings, Wow, 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 wow. Well, there's that. Unfortunately, it appears someone has cut the dash out. They probably couldn't get the bolts out, and so they just whacked it. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to kind of get a measurement off the car, how high this goes, so that I can make a tab. I'm going to have to weld a sheet metal tab in 3 places. I'll round it off so it looks nice, and we'll continue on. Then when we get putting the car together, we'll have to hold this up there, mark the holes, drill them, touch up the metal on the inside of the holes just to bolt the dash in. That's nice. Alright. 3 tabs, one there, one right there, and one right there. It's actually an inch from the bottom of the body to the top. So somewhere in there is going to be a hole. We'll get this cleaned up first, get these 3 welded on there, and we'll call her good. Now, with the wire brush, we get sand. The problem with this is, and we're not so concerned about this side, we just want to stop it from rusting. The problem is in here, getting in all these little nooks and crannies, it's tough. So we're going to do the one thing I really don't like much of, but it works pretty good. Sandblasted. Just kind of went over the back side. We're gonna fix that. More worried about this side. We got some pitting, some small holes. We're gonna fix that too. First, go a little farther killing this rust. Get the old rust mort right there. Good stuff. Kind of expensive. Just gonna brush it on there. Let it soak down those pores of those rust pits. I'll soak this for a good hour, keeping it wet. Then we'll rinse it off with water. Then we'll go on to the next step. But while this stuff is soaking, I'm going to start working on those other parts. There's that rust mort working. Been about almost an hour, keeping it wet, just keeping it glossy wet. Now we'll take it out to the garden hose, rinsey, and we'll put her in the sun and let it dry real good. You guys will have to excuse the sounds of the fans because it's warm. Now after we let it dry, you get this kind of a flash, rusty looking, you know, that's okay. A little bit of Scotch-Brite pretty much takes it right off. And we're not done with the rust fixing process just yet. There's a reason why I wanted to rust mort it first, is so that these pits, you know, we can paint over that and then you're going to see them. I want to smooth those out. We're going to use something real quick, smooth those out, sand this whole thing down, and then on with our secret process. 3M finishing glaze. That's all I'm going to use. Oh, that smells good, good, good. Now that rust inside those pits, of course we got busy with the sandblaster, got most of that out of there, and then killed it with the rust mort. So once we seal that, it's not coming back. I'll get this mixed up and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So I'll push that stuff in them holes. We just want to make it look nicer than it would if we didn't do anything. You know. You can see them holes there now, huh? So we'll just sand that flush and be done. There you go. It's pretty much ready for paint, or the next process, I should say. It all leveled off, it's smooth, it's what it is, right? Already looks a lot better than it did. Now this thing, you can see the color of that when it's treated with that rust mort. Had some poly and dammering to do, straighten that out. There was a patch welded here and a patch welded here, so we're going to coat it real quick, DA it down, and be done with it. This goes behind the front bumper. The front bumper sits right in there. You're never going to see this. You're really not going to see much of this either unless you look up underneath the car. It goes down here. So there'd be a bumper sticking out right here, and you're not, you know. So, secret process, huh? Well, you guys know how much I like my 415, okay? I still feel it loose in there. Always poke you a little hole in the top, leave the lid on, poke a little hole, and just cover that little hole with a piece of masking tape. You won't have any trouble. It's getting, my little hole is getting built up. So what I want to do, I want to mix this 1-to-1 with some reducer because I want it thin. Well, let's go, I don't know. Let's do 3-to-1. Heck, I don't know. So this is basically going to be my sealer. It's going to help kill and contain that rust and keep it under arrest for quite a few years, let's say. This little hole is going to take me a while to get to 3-to-1, but this is a urethane based paint. That's why I can top it with regular urethane paint right on top of it once it tacks up. That seems to be the hardest part, is getting it to tack, because it takes forever and a day to harden. The good thing is it is thick, and thick means it helps fill in your imperfections and stuff on little parts like this. Masking tape. And so we kind of want that, but that's why I want to reduce it and make it thinner, but I don't want to make it too thin. It'll lose the chance of filling in our imperfections. So just some urethane reducer is all this is. Go ahead and go with 3-to-1. Maybe a touch more, but like I said, this stuff takes forever to harden. So we're going to use some really old hardener. It's for it's for 2K primer. Okay, 2K primer that this came for was urethane based. This is urethane based, so why not? Let's go. Oh, let's just do 20%. Okay, 30. Sorry about that. Now, I want to stir this really, really, really good, because we got the reducer, we got the hardener. Fingers crossed that hardener will get this stuff to set up quite a bit faster. Now it is warm and humid, so more than likely it's going to set up a lot faster than normal. Of course, this is way more than we need. We just want one good coat to cover everything inside and out. I got all the parts laying upside down, so we'll soak the backside of them real good. Just because we got it out, you know, we could always go back and brush paint at 415 before we install the parts, but let's go ahead and do it while we're at it. Filterage. Well, stuff looks good. It's mixed really good. It didn't settle or, you know, separate. These little cups, kind of a pain in the butt to hold on to for a guy that's got arthritis. I can't hold on to stuff that's soft because I can't feel the weight of it. Now what I want to do is I'm going to leave that in the cup, and that'll help me know when it's setting up. You know, there's other ways to tell, you'll see. Yeah, this stuff's pretty thin. That's okay. Most of our imperfections are not going to be seen or already filled. All right, I got the gun. We got it, I don't know, about 40 PSI. These usually run 20 to 30. I like a little bit higher because Bad Chad, he likes it higher. And I seem to like it. Looks like I have a bit of trouble. You can see right here. See those dots? Big fish eyes. I don't know what that's about. Of course, I neglected to wipe anything down. Don't let me forget that when I do the car, please. So I'm gonna try a little something. I got some reducer on a clean towel. And since this is our first coat, might be able to clean that surface. Because what that is a little something petroleum, probably sweat. Now I'm just going to dab it. I want to kind of feather that out. It seems to work pretty well while it's wet. You got to catch it while it's wet, I'd say, or it won't work. Okay, I'll throw a little bit more paint on that. Hopefully they go away. We'll be here all night trying to bury fish eyes. I got a few over here. All right, pour 15's just about tacking up. I'll give it just a little bit longer. I want to catch it. You got to catch it. If it gets hard, and we're probably fine, you know, longer wait and be patient. But I want to go ahead and get this British Racing Green mixed up. It's 2 parts paint and 1 part reducer, and I added about 5% of the same old hardener. Then my last coat or 2 of the base coat won't have any hardener in it. That'll give it a chance to, you know, lay down and smooth out. Filters. If you got a hardener and stuff like that, you really want to mix this stuff up really, really good, so that hardener is not in half the paint and not in the other half. First coat, English Racing Green, super, super light. So, you know, what'll happen if I do it too heavy, that 415 will start mixing with the green, which is kind of what we want, but it'll bleed through eventually. I learned that on the other parts of the car, so just a super light first coat. Let this set up just a little bit longer, and whammo, we'll start laying her to her. Well, that's it for the base coats. Got her, you can kind of tell, see how shiny it is. It's not quite ready for clear coat yet. I'm gonna let her go, and what they mean by tack up, they see that wood in there. This stuff is being so hot, it's probably 80 degrees in here. It's starting to tack up already. Still a little gooey, so I'll give it a few minutes. We're gonna mix up our hardener, or our, clear coat. There you go. Well, not the most expensive stuff. It's not the cheapest stuff neither. So depending on your car, what you're wanting to do, you know, get the middle of the road stuff. 4 to 1. Is that what it said? Yes. 4 parts. I'm going to show you, if you guys that don't know. See the 4 and the 1, so I'm going to fill it up. I'm going to fill it up all the way up here to the 4 mark, and then 1 part activator, hardener. So if you wanted to mix something 1 to 1, 1 to 1, that's the same amount of material to the same amount of reducer. So there's your, most paint cups are like this, 2 to 1 and so forth. You know, 3 to 1, we're doing 4 to 1. Always mix up your paints and your hardeners, right? Because the solids will settle to the bottoms. We need it all mixed up nice, so I don't make a mess here. There's the 4 part. Now it says you can add a little reducer. I'm not going to. You know, I don't know actually if this is fast hardener or slow or what, but it's gonna, I mean, being 80 degrees in here, it's probably a little more. It's going to set up pretty quick. That's why you want to look at your reducers. If you're painting and it's really hot, that stuff wants to naturally set up faster. So you should use a slow hardener, a slow reducer. What that does is leaves it wet longer, so it flows out and you don't have your orange peels bad. You know, in the winter time, it'll never set up. So you use a fast reducer or a faster hardener, so that, you know, because it's cold, but it makes a big difference. The warmer out it is, 70, 80 degrees, you can get by with a whole lot more of throwing that stuff on there and keeping it from running, because it sets up faster. All right, we'll get this going. Let's see, a couple coats of clear on here. I mean, you know, really, for a hillbilly in a barn like this, I'm okay with it. There's some things to fix, some inclusions, we'll call them, stuff that we included into the paint. Hey, you know, like all you got to remember is what materials will work together. If it's all urethane based, we've been using these small little parts, the doors, the inside of the fenders, the inside, you know, figuring out what we can use that pour 15 for, and hardener's the trick for sure. Now I might have messed up the painting and got a bug and, you know, too much clear coat, but you know, baby steps. So hey, I sure appreciate you guys watching. There's another bug right there. I ain't even gonna mess with it. I'll act like I didn't see it. It's under the car. You're not gonna see it. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. Really I do. And checking out the new crazy stuff I've been doing with the channel. It's been a lot of fun to see what people think about stuff, you know. Like I said, if you like this sort of thing, you're into it, share it on your Facebook and you know, the Twitters, if that's I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, right? Give me that little likey button. And if you're not subscribed, consider doing so. It's you know, there's benefits. I'm just not sure what they are yet, but we'll get there, okay? Hey, kids, thanks for hanging out. Junk's Automotive again on a Saturday night. Junk out. Man, my feet hurt. I'm a little lightheaded too. I think that's the paint.